Hey, Andi, how are you? Welcome.
Hi, Meredith. Great to be here. Having a good day.
Awesome. So I wanted to have you on the Thriving Creators, what am I calling this? Thriving Creators podcast or something. Um, so we are live, but then this goes into the podcast feed, the YouTube podcast feed, and then where it goes from there, I have no idea, but that's okay. So I wanted to have you on because you are a very active member of Thriving Creators Society and you set a goal. I was looking in the Facebook group the other day. You set a goal at the beginning of this year, which was 5 months ago, less than 5 months ago, to double your YouTube subscribers, and you had 3,500 at the time you made that goal. So your goal for 2023 for the whole year was to double your subscribers. And you are now at like over, where are you?
I just crossed 8,100. So,
Yay. So
yeah,
you have more than doubled in
right.
just 5 months. I'm curious to hear what your new goal is, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So, and I know you've done some different things that have kind of given you some surprising results.
hmm
So I want to dig into that. But first, I'll put a link to your YouTube channel in the chat. But can you just introduce yourself and give us a little background on when you started your channel and what you do on your channel?
Sure. I'm Andi Stanfield from True Blue Quilts, and I'm a quilter. So I I sew blankets for and that's a whole craft industry, on its own. Fabric, thread, books, patterns. There's lots of different avenues within the wide world of quilting, and um, people can watch. I've talked a lot about my quilting journey on my channel, but I started on YouTube about 4 years ago, um, because quilting is a visual field. People love to see the quilts. Obviously, we like to touch and cuddle. You think of quilts as blankets. You're going to cuddle on the couch. You're going to put it on a bed. You're going to take it out for a picnic. And so I knew that YouTube as a visual platform was a good avenue to get people interested in what I was doing to design quilts. And I'm also a teacher at heart. That's, when people do all those talent survey kind of, what job should you be in? I've always been really high up on the teaching aspect. So I incorporate a lot of that in my channel. There's a lot of tutorials, a lot of demonstrations. There's a lot of, fabric choices and just design possibilities. So I do some tool reviews. And when I got on YouTube, I really wanted this to be a side hustle and to be part of my business plan and bring in income. So I started following different coach guru type people, and I was very consistent for almost 2 years, posting weekly videos. So and I always believe that it's a marathon and not a sprint. So, some of the more vlog style influencer, the young folks, because I've passed the 50 benchmark, so I'm definitely one of the older crowd on Proud Gen X on YouTube. And they talk about, reaching monetization in just a few months. Well, it took me almost 3 years to get monetized. So, but it's the consistency. Now I have this great library of content that I can recycle. So I kind of took a lull at the end of 2022, and I wasn't posting as frequently. And so I had been monetized, and you know, it was plodding along there, and then it was really starting to drop off a cliff, and I was like, I've got to get back into this regular posting game. And I planned out some content, followed the teachings within Thriving Creator Society of spider webbing and finding those popular topics and kind of using that as a springboard for future content. Obviously, if something works, you want to do more of that. So I took a look at my analytics and found my most popular video, thought of some ways to do follow-on content on that same topic. And in middle of February, I think it was a two-prong approach, because I wanted to get on the shorts bandwagon and I wanted to follow up on my popular content. So I began posting daily shorts, and that's really easy to do when you do have content like this, because I can just use the remix button, which makes it so easy. In fact, I literally took 3 minutes before we came on live to put up today's short, because it's just a clip from a longer video that I posted. And those shorts are getting me a handful of subscribers every day. So if you have not tried shorts, I do recommend that for video creators. I mean, there's a lot of things, pluses and minuses of that, because I have heard some people saying that it's not growing their channel, but I think having a shorts only channel is where the conflict may come, because it is hard to get people to come back if you don't have that longer form video. And like I said, after 4 years and over 300 videos, I have a lot to sample. So I can drive people back to my longer form content there.
Let's backtrack for just a few minutes.
There's so much.
That's right. I'm like listening and just viewing your channel, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is a live stream. So let's converse about it. So you joined Thriving Creator Society in January, right? When I did my
I think it was before the end of the year. So
before
late November, December-ish.
Okay. So that's the point where you had seen your like views and stuff drop off a little, and you were like, oh,
I was at the bottom, ready to focus again and make that new year commitment to revitalizing my channel.
Okay. And so had you tried any, like, previous to Thriving Creator Society, what other kinds of things had you tried in growing your channel, or was it just uploading consistently and just kind of sticking to it?
Yeah, it was really trying to be consistent with the uploads, and I had tried some collaborations with other YouTubers, and but it was just kind of this hit or miss thing. I wasn't really devoted to any one thing. I have a website and a newsletter, and so I was blogging and trying to tie things in that way. But yeah, it was really the Thriving Creator Society and that spiderweb strategy that kicked everything off.
Okay, so you came in, you found what was working well on your channel and made more of, was it like more of that topic or more of that style video, or like how did you figure out what to create next?
It was the topic, really, because in February I had a viral video. I followed my most popular content, and I kind of took it a step further, because, and I'm going to use some quilting terms, but there are this style of fabric where it's pre-cut into long strips. And so my most popular video prior to 2023 was 5 patterns using these strips. So I said, okay, there's more to do with strips. And so in February, I did a video on 3 specific quilt patterns with strips. So I had done 5 previously. I came up with 3 new ones, and it totally blew me away. I was amazed. I'm thinking, yeah, this is a popular topic. It follows on my other popular video. I had been getting 100 views in a week, and I got 20,000 views in 3 days on that video in February. And so like I said, my jaw hit the floor. I was re-energized for the new year in committing to YouTube. So I think it was really doubling down on that popular content.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you know your audience, the style of video. I knew I had to do that tutorial style, and a variety of patterns, so then I can follow on with my audience. Which one do you like best? I started getting lots of comments and conversations going with that video as well.
Gotcha. Okay. So you you looked at your analytics, you found what was working, you made a new updated like topic, a same topic, but just like new video on the
Yeah,
same thing.
more about it.
And this one went viral, to use your term.
Mm-hmm.
So you have 156,000 views on this video. And I remember when this happened and you had gained like a couple thousand subscribers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like within like 24 hours or something?
Yeah, it was just it was nuts. It was crazy. And that's the thing that we all, I guess, strive for and wish for in the online space, is that you have these super performers,
Mhm.
and and then you just keep chasing that golden ring to
Yeah.
figure out what's going on. So, if you're I don't think there's any niche out there that is so shallow that there's only one thing to talk about.
Mhm.
So spend some time brainstorming. I've got more ideas about these strips. I just haven't had the time to put another video out. And, your growth doesn't have to be thousands every week.
Right.
You can stair step and stay on one level for a little while. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
I can imagine that there's like pros and cons of having a video just like pop like this, because now it's like, how do you create a video that does the same or better? Like in your analytics, you're going to be seeing this video at the top
Mhm.
of your most viewed videos for like probably a long time, it feels like.
Well, and that's the other thing, that when I said that YouTube is a marathon and not a sprint, because my top performing video prior to this one, the one that I piggybacked off of, it had been at the top for a year. So I can ride this wave for a while.
Right.
It's not,
Mhm.
and of course, my views have dropped off. The income goes up and down based on that video. Obviously you see a huge spike, and you hope that you can sustain some of that, but we want that overall graph to go up.
Right.
So even if there's dips, the overall trend is going in the correct direction. So
Right, right. And, I hear like, often I will hear people say, "Oh, actually, you don't wanna go viral." Going viral is like, obviously, it's not the
mhm,
goal, but sometimes you could pick a topic that goes viral or gets lots more views, and then you're like, "Oh, crap, but this isn't really the topic that I wanna talk about on my channel," or, like, "This attracted people that aren't interested in my main." But what you did was, like, exactly perfect. You got the exact right perfect audience, sort of like you didn't set out to go viral.
Mhm.
You just created your content as you, and nothing fancy, nothing crazy, just your video, and it attracted the right audience versus doing something like setting out to go viral and then attracting people who aren't even interested in your content. So,
Right.
what do you feel like you also mentioned, and we talked about this a couple months ago, I had you on here as a panel, and we talked about shorts because
Mhm.
I had brought in a short form expert, Wave
Mhm.
Wild, came in and did a training for us inside Thriving Creator Society. And you kind of took that and ran with it and started doing shorts. And then I think you had to explain that you thought that your shorts might have had played a role in this video doing so well for you. Can you talk about that a little bit?
It was the timing aspect of it, because YouTube changed their monetization formula back in February. I think that's when they started monetizing shorts. Am I remembering that right? And
Yes.
so
Mhm.
that's why I definitely wanted to start doing shorts. I had resisted. I didn't ever jump on TikTok or Reels on Instagram, with the dedication that I have put towards YouTube. Um, and so the timing of it played a part. I committed to, 30 days of shorts. And I think that consistency helped with the algorithm. Of course, the platforms want you to be doing their latest and greatest format.
Mhm.
Um, so those two aspects in tandem, doing a uh, good video on a trending topic in my niche, as well as daily shorts, helped me um, help me give YouTube, proof that I am a valuable contributor to their platform. So a little bit of uh, experiment with shorts. I did that 30 days, saw the awesome growth, and then I was a little bit tired. And
Yeah.
I was like, so, maybe I don't need to do shorts every day. So I backed off to 3 days a week. And I was just putting a short out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And my views really dropped off. So
Mm.
obviously, you're going to see the other side of the hill. When you have rapid growth, you're going to have to find where the new normal is. But I did not like the way the graphs were going after a few weeks. And I said, you know what? It does not take very long to do these remixes, especially. So let me get back on the bandwagon. And for the past 3 weeks, I've been back on 5 days a week. So I'm not posting on the weekends. That's kind of my time off. But I do put out a new short Monday through Friday, and that graph went back up pretty quickly.
Mm.
So, yeah, if you've got it's not, I'm not doing the dancing stuff and
Oh, you're not?
well, there was one, and I thought I had more rhythm from back in the day, but it was a pretty embarrassing clip. It's on the far right side of the middle row. There is
This
my neon moon.
is it this one? Oh, yeah, look at you. Look at you go.
So if you find a trending video that fits with your content, you can make it work. And so those are some of my more popular reels, or when I found that on the right hand side, the yellow one right in the middle now, that was a
Oh.
popular on Instagram
Mhm.
little um, style.
Yeah.
And so that one is one of my top performing shorts.
Right. So
Um,
that was like a TikTok and Reels trend,
right.
and you did it on Shorts, and it has 3,500 views.
Yeah. Yeah.
So So do you get a sense for, like you said that your shorts are bringing in new subscribers, but
Mhm.
your long form is bringing in new
More.
subscribers too, right? Bringing in more?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That top video is the top in all the
Right.
categories. Returning viewers, subscribers. Um, so,
Okay.
yeah. And what I have tried to do with all the shorts, and obviously, if I'm sampling my own content, if I'm using the remix button, that gives me something to link for
Mhm.
people. And I pin a comment in my all of my shorts directing people back to a long form video. So
Okay.
I really am trying to keep people on the platform, keep them engaged with my content. Um,
Gotcha. Okay. Um, so would you say are most of your shorts remixed or are you making them like from scratch?
it's probably maybe 75% remixed. And I've tried, I'm still growing and evolving as a creator here. I do try to think about short content when I'm filming. And so I'll do my long form video knowing that I can pull clips from it, but I will also then, go back to portrait mode and take a few shorter clips so
Mhm.
that I have um, independent short material
Right.
to use along with the remix clips.
Yeah. So what do you think about you have your channel, your audience is growing. Do you see the same people in your comment section? Like, do you have a community that, like, shows up for every video? Do and, like, are they also watching your shorts? Like, is it an all-encompassing community that you've created?
There's that Venn diagram overlap. So there
Mhm.
are some, obviously there's going to be some people that only watch shorts. Um, and I think that's because, especially when I show some of those process videos of quilt blocks coming together, that's going to appeal to anybody who's scrolling through a short form video feed.
Right.
I get sucked into the paint pours or the
Mhm.
woodworking things.
Yes.
We like to see those little stories
Mhm.
evolve and
Yeah.
come to conclusion. So I do try to regularly sprinkle those shorts in rather than just clips of me talking about, whatever quilt design I'm working on. Um, so that appeals to a wider audience than people that are going to sit through my tutorial on, okay, let's make a, star quilt block. Um,
Right.
so
Yeah.
so there is some overlap. And going back to, you had asked about community. Yes, I do see uh, regulars. And one of the ways that I am building that community with my regulars is having a live video broadcast every month. So I um, use that opportunity to get some of my own sewing time in, and I chat with people, and I have had the same people tune into those live broadcasts from month to month.
Oh, so you're
So
sewing and live streaming
yes,
at the same time.
yes.
Wow. Are you on camera or is it just, like, on your sewing project or, like, how do you have it set up?
I just set my camera up off to the side so it gets kind of a wide view of me sitting at the sewing machine. And so I'll sew a little bit and then I'll turn to the camera and chat with people and check the comments. And it's a really fun 2 hours on the first Saturday of every month I've blocked off. And then this is a great place to use that community tab that
Mhm.
YouTube gives our channel, because I put up the little promo graphic the week
Mhm.
before and remind people of what's happening in the coming month. And yeah, I start getting the same comment, and then I get to know people. That is the one drawback of YouTube, is that it's hard to have those conversations sometimes and get to know the person behind the little name blurb, the avatar. But I do see comments come in from people on shorts, and then I'll recognize their name when they comment on a long form or when they show up on the live. So
Right.
I am getting to know people. The more it happens, the more we engage.
Right. Right. So, in our comments, Richie is wondering how do I go viral or get viewers active? And so, just to reiterate, the goal is not necessarily to go viral,
No.
but if you were going to give advice to somebody who was kind of where you were late last year, like,
Mhm.
oh, my stuff is kind of down, I need to pick this back up again. What advice would you give them to kind of like get viewers active and get things
Mhm.
going?
Well, it's just kind of basic. How do you start a conversation? You ask people. You pick a topic that you can talk about that might be um, not necessarily controversial, because I don't like to argue. I'd rather just talk about interesting things. So, I'm not saying pick something that's really divisive. Just pick something that has several different perspectives, and then you can put out the choice to your audience. Say, I'm leaning this way. What do you think? And then that gives people an automatic option, because it's probably something they have an opinion about. I mean,
Mm.
this, again, using a quilt specific example, one of the biggest things if you want to get a bit debate going, is ask people if they pre-wash their fabric.
Ooh.
So it can go either way. There's some people that they buy their fabric at the store, they come home and they immediately put it in the washing machine. Or you can pull the fabric off the shelf and just start cutting and sewing. So just throw out a conversation starter like that, and that gets people engaged.
Which do you do?
I do both. I, I'm terrible at debates because I'm a Libra, and I always
Mm.
have the multiple options, and so it
Mhm.
depends. Um, most of the time, I just start sewing. So I'm guilty of not pre-washing. So there's always circumstances when you need to do it. Like if you're making a red and white quilt, you always want to wash your reds, because
Yeah.
that will bleed. And pink
Ugh.
underwear you can live with, but a pink quilt is, when it was supposed to be red and white, is not a great option.
Wow. So what are your plans moving forward? Do you have since your goal was basically
Yeah.
to get to 7,000 by the
Uh-huh.
end of the year, now you're at 8, little over 8. Do you have a new goal for the year? What are you thinking?
Um, I'd like to get over 10,000. So, as I said, growth has slowed down. I'm not seeing the 1,000 in a weekend that
Mhm.
happens with those really popular videos, but 10,000 will definitely be um, hopefully an achievable goal before the end of the year. And then just, onwards and upwards. It's uh, great to be part of a community and to start seeing those returning viewers and have those conversations. Um, I, yeah, I just want to continue getting to know more quilters.
Awesome. I love that. So, anything else you want to add before we sign off to encourage others who are, I mean, you did already answer one question, but for anyone else who is just kind of like trotting along, growing, trying to grow their channel, any other advice you have before we sign off?
Yeah, don't be scared of the numbers. Get in and look at the analytics. And I know it can be, we all struggle with those self doubts, and, oh, this video tanked, and but don't look at it right away. Give it a week or a month or however long you need to do until you can look at it as just data and double down on what's doing well. So if you usually get 50 views and all of a sudden you've got 100 views, do more of that stuff that's getting you 100 views and keep growing.
Yeah, I love that. And I look at my data like from the minute I publish a video, but I try not to like make it mean anything
Right.
until, it's like once maybe a month has gone by, then like, okay, this video has hit all of the places it's going to hit probably. And so, or like, where are we at? Did it do well? Did it not do well? Is it still going? And that's with long form videos.
Mm-hmm.
Short
Mm-hmm.
form is like a whole different planet. Um, so we won't even get to that because I don't even think that YouTube knows what
Right.
short. All right. Thank you so much, Andi, for coming on. Anyone listening who's interested in quilting, go check out True Blue Quilts so you can see what Andi is up to over there. And even if you're not interested in quilting, go see what Andi's up to over there because you're doing shorts, you're doing live stream, you're doing long form, and it's all working together.
Well, I want to thank you, Meredith, for sharing so much in Thriving Creators Society. It really is a wonderful community. And if you're just getting started, no matter where you are in your YouTube journey, getting started, been trying it for a while, looking for ways to grow, come join us inside Thriving Creators Society. And
yes,
let's have fun on YouTube together.
Let's have fun. That should be our tagline. Let's have fun on YouTube together. There is a link. There should be a link in the description of this video to get on the wait list for Thriving Creators Society. And we'll probably be opening the doors again in like maybe a month or two sometime this summer so that we can have fun making YouTube videos together. So awesome. Thank you so much, Andi, for coming on.
Always a pleasure. Thanks for having me, Meredith.